What's up, Sooner Shakedown Nation? This is Jared Gray, aka Boomer, with another week of Sooner Shakedown. We've got a lot of stuff going on. Um, Weekly headlines. Let's get right to it. Sooners grabbed a phenomenal commitment from Jeremiah Newcomb. We're just going to call him Nuke. Reached out to him just a couple days ago about doing a interview with him about his commitment. We're going to work on that. I might even try to get down to Arizona and actually see him. I've got a golf trip planned this summer, so maybe we'll figure something out. So that's a huge thing. It'd be great to see him, see what he's got. I think legit he's going to get a 5-star or a higher 4-star. If you look at his tape and look at what he's done, he's a ball hawk. He's an absolute specimen, and he's still got a lot of growing to do. Seems like a really good young man. I've got nothing but praise for him so far, and to be basically the cornerstone start of this, recruiting defense, which is an absolute focus here for sure. All right, let's get to the injuries aspect. I know everybody wants to know what's going on. Injuries are popping up, boom, 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 just every single day. The biggest one you guys need to know about is Javonte Barnes had an ankle surgery. He was rolling around in, his boot recently. Just you could tell right away if you've had ankle surgery like I've had. The wrapping, you knew it was a surgery. It's just something that is just popping up and showing up. But it's just a small thing from that happened while he was in high school, and it was a lingering issue. He dealt with it all season last year. Just more of like, let's get focused for the summer, and just to help him progress, and get his rehab focused in, and it'll make him feel better. Obviously, we have sights and sounds video for you, just so you guys can see some of the practice and what happened this week. DeMarco Murray praising the running back room. He's absolutely loving them so far. The one good thing and positive outlook to look at with Javonte's injury is you get to see guys that you might not get to see more. You might get to see a guy really step up and become a starter. And for me, it's probably Gavin Sawchuk. Absolute, just building muscle this year. He's gained like 11 pounds. He is chiseled. We just saw him the other day. He is not messing around in the weight room. He's being a little more vocal. Overall, very quiet running back room. Those guys lead by example instead of just by talking. There's plenty of guys that talk on the team. So, Gavin and Tawe, without a doubt, brought up by DeMarco as leaders so far. Guys who have really stepped up their game, really looked much better. Both are put on a lot of muscle. Tawe, to be honest with you, is going to be a lead back somewhere. Blocking scheme, he hits well. He's a good JUCO guy. Dylan Smothers, when we're talking about the injuries aspect and camp standouts, Dylan Smothers actually has a tweaked hamstring right now, and so you're not going to see a whole lot of him. But with seeing other guys, you get to see this massive room that Oklahoma has, and I talked about it a couple of weeks ago about how deep this running back room is. Javonte Barnes being injured is really not that big of a deal, and please do not make it something bigger than it is. He will be ready to go by June. It's just a cleanup surgery. It's nothing to really hinder yourself about, especially with me having ankle surgery as severe as I've had. Javonte's is something very small. He was still in full pads rolling around in his scooter, so that's that. But like I said, Gavin Sawchuk and Tyler Walker looking really good. Marcus Major's more of a senior presence right now. Obviously, the younger kids are a little tweaked injury, still learning the playing, but I kind of expect Gavin to really shine, to be honest with you. I think he's going to really step up and be the biggest standout for all of us. I got Nino in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Again, if you got questions at the end of the chat, give me a yell. I will look it up and I'll talk to you. Gentry Williams back in practice, had a little bit of looking strong. Actually, just got a little quick update from my guy Bob Prisblow. He's fast, big, strong, and he's probably going to put on another 10 pounds, I expect. And that will be all muscle. If you've seen him, he's tall, lanky, and absolutely loving the system. It's a very, very tough system, according to him. But we all know Venables has a very strong system in general. Other things that want to bring up are Peyton Bowen has intercepted every quarterback he's faced this so far. He even had to leave. We talked about this, had a tragic loss of his sister, and he's back in practice and stepped up right away. He's even, intercepted his roommate Jackson Arnold, who's just been killing it. PJ Adebawore, watch out. He's kind of a guy that I've been on, a guy that I really haven't talked a ton about, but has come back from a little bit of tweak injury and really needs to step up and play very well. Is Tyler Guyton. He's embraced being a leader. He's just had an interview the other day on the field after practice. Keeps talking about how Walter Rouse is coming back from injury and he continues to stay on the field longer than anybody. They're in middle of an interview the other day with Tyler, and Walter's out there just still getting after it. And he's just laughing. He's like, man, guy's a pro. And he's going to be, drafted in the first, second round. And we expect to see that. And I hope nothing but the best, for Tyler this year as he continues to grow as a leader and as a player. Caden Green comes in. He's a freshman, but watch out. I really expect Caden to push for a lot of playing time on the offensive line, as well as Bedenbo continues to grow guys. He continues to recruit well. Caden's probably going to be a big aspect of bringing Nawari in, so he's going to get his playing time. I promise you that. And he deserves it, not just because it's going to help to recruit Williams Nawari, who's probably the number one player defensively in this class. He's going to play because he's good, and that's just what it is. Let's just get to the quarterback battle. I mean, you guys want to know what's going on, and I have been talking to obviously my guys here at CFB Nation, and I can't tell you enough how much I like Jackson Arnold. But what I really like to see is Dillon Gabriel taking it as a quarterback battle, and and or competition, because honestly, it's more of a competition as in they're helping each other, they're growing together. Oklahoma Nation, we all know that Jackson Arnold's the future, right? But Dillon Gabriel has really stepped up in the spring, has played really well, reading much better. Obviously, he's much more comfortable in the offense. He just needs to make quicker decisions. And his spiral is, not what Jackson Arnold's is. If there's just a very few things that you guys have seen, if you follow Twitter and Sooner Scoop and OU Insider, those guys have shown a little bit of clips here and there of Jackson throwing the ball and Dillon throwing the ball. Jackson just has a much tighter spiral. The biggest difference in Jackson right now is he's slinging it like he did. I mean, he's got nothing to lose and everything to gain, and I'm telling you, it is showing out, and it's impressive. He's, runs the ball very well. He's making quick decisions. His play action looks even better right now. If you watch this high school tape, you can just tell, like, you knew kind of he's handing the ball off. He's keeping it. His play action wasn't superior by any aspect, but it looks better and better every day. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot and not something big, but it really helps the run game. It really helps the pass game, because if you have a good play action and you can keep the safeties up, it just looks better and better. And the defensive players cannot stop talking about him. Jason reached out, said that Jackson looks like a sophomore, not a freshman. He looks like he's been in the system. He knows the playbook. He's a very smart kid. We know this. We know he's competitive. And there's a leash on Dillon it's probably a lot longer than Spencer Rattler compared to with Caleb Williams. And I understand that Spencer was a highly touted recruit and everything, but Dylan has been nothing but a pro's pro so far. He's done nothing to really hurt himself except for, I mean, not blowing you away. I mean, he only threw 6 interceptions last year, and if you protect the ball, you're going to play. And now, does he have the spark that Caleb Williams had against Texas? No, he doesn't have that. That's why Jackson Arnold's here. That's why Hawkins is, probably in line. And we're going to find out Saturday if Hawkins is going to decide between TCU and Oklahoma. I'm telling you, it's going to be very close. I'm kind of thinking he might go to TCU. I just want to put that out for you guys. So don't get your hopes up completely. We do think that Hawkins has a chance, but watch out. I mean, I think depending on what happens during the summer and the rest of spring, we only have 2 more weeks until the spring game, and you're going to get all you want to see, but they're going to not let you see a ton of Jackson, because if they can hold him back a little bit and not let everybody see, he'll probably throw 8 to 10 passes. It's what it is. And it's kind of like when Baker came in, went 8 for 8, 60 yards and touchdown. Kind of see the same thing come with Jackson, to be honest with you. And it's just going to be more impressive. And I think we're all here for it and all excited for it. Defense. So I've been talking about how defensive recruiting has been the focus. It's been, the highlight of what Brent Venables has been trying to do. That's exactly what he's doing, is focus on the defensive recruiting, the transfer portal, which opens up in a month, by the way. So keep your eyes out. I do know a few names swirling around. I will get to that next week. That's something that I really don't want to put out completely and, plant my flag on something and be completely wrong. I want to do a little more research on some guys that I'm hearing are wanting to move over from the transfer portal. We're seeing guys already hitting the transfer portal today, yesterday, but you can't pull from the transfer portal for another month. So that'll be very interesting, especially with spring ball going on, and getting guys that are coming are going to be more of a depth aspect, because Oklahoma has really figured out what they'd like to see, what they've seen from guys so far in practice. A little more depth here and there, especially wide receiver position. I think they have a corner that's just going to continue to look better. DJ Graham has been hindered by some small injuries, so he hasn't played a ton in spring practice, which is tough to watch, to be honest with you. But we have seen some guys like Rouse come back from injury recently, which has been really fun to watch in that aspect. Dean, I appreciate you copping in. My guys, I appreciate you. Focus on the defense, what I continue to talk about. Defense wins championships. I can't tell you how excited I am for the spring game, but I'm so excited about Big 12 Media Days. All the media days coming up, transfer portal stuff this summer. We're not going to let you guys down. We're going to continue talking. There will be a dead period, obviously, but that's when we get to travel, and I'll be heading down to media days with the guys. Hopefully, I'm going to try to go talk to Bryant Wesco and Nigel Smith face to face. I might have to bring some stilts with Nigel, though. He's like 6'5" already, and I'm only 5'10", so in shoes, by the way, I'm like 5'9". So Nigel's a monster. I'm gonna make him sit down so I can talk to him. We've had that conversation since the Senior Bowl. If I have any questions whatsoever, let me know. If not, okay. Yeah. So, and a question asked was, why hasn't Brent Venables done an interview except for until yesterday? And I will continue to say this and help you guys out. The reason why the head coach doesn't take that interview, he does the interview to start start the practice, to start the spring and get everybody motivated and everything like that. Then he holds off, right? The reason why he hasn't done this interview until yesterday is because injuries pop up. You got competition going on, and instead of like saying a name like week, day two, you could hurt somebody's motivation or their why. And he's being just the commander, the head coach, and let his, let DeMarco and Levy and everybody else talk about their position guys. But what the head coach says, the head, goes. And I think that that's why you're going to see him sit back and just evaluate and evaluate. Obviously, he's main focus for coaching wise for him is the whole job and the linebackers. Um, so people are going to ask, hey, what happened with Javonte? Obviously, as soon as somebody saw him on a car with his leg wrapped, that was a question. But if you see, Jackson throw 2 touchdowns and no interceptions, and then Dylan throws an interception in practice and no touchdowns, the chatter starts, and you don't want to do that early in the spring. You don't want to hurt Dylan's, mindset for the rest of the spring, going into summer, building up for the fall. The quarterback is the biggest issue and what people want to talk about anyway. So you want to keep your players protected, and that's exactly what I think is the reason why he held off for so long, doing an interview. And I think it's going to hold it for a couple more days again, until the spring practice. We're just going to build up, trying to get everybody to buy more tickets. The crazy thing is how many games are happening that weekend. There's so much stuff happening April 22nd. So besides that, that's exactly what's going on. And I think that's what's, Venables' focus right now. And obviously the portal's going to open it up right after the spring game. And I think that's why you're seeing a lot of spring games on April 22nd, by the way. So anything else? Okay, guys, again, I appreciate you guys coming on, hopping in, talking in the chat. Again, we're live every week. Usually we'll pop up on the YouTube channel, give you a day or so to figure out when we're coming live, or even a couple hours. Obviously, I've had some issues, moving here and there. I've been traveling a ton, and so are the other guys. Is just trying to give you the best content available. Go follow CFB Nation. And our guys at T2T hit 1,000 subscribers today. CFB Nation has grown 300 subscribers since the fall. We're absolutely killing it right now. And the guys, we're a family. And I can tell you more and more about that. And hey, guys, until next week, Boom Sooner, baby.